Hello, bright, beautiful beings. This is Susie Beiler, and in this video, I will be channeling Prime Creator to bring forth more information about the event in September and the new DNA Earth that some will be transitioning to after the event.
There are different origin stories of the moon, being that it was either created from the Earth or that it arrived at the Earth. What is the truth or clarity on these stories?
Dear ones, your Earth moon, as you experience it now, was actually like a sister to the Earth. Some might even call the Earth and the moon twins, for they are actually a very similar substance, and they came into being together at the same time that the Earth was created into form. The moon was also created into form, but the moon chose to play a different role, and so split from the Earth, and now functions in the capacity to regulate tides and all the other roles it plays that this channel does not even understand all of them. And so it was formed at the same time as the Earth, of the same substance, and has evolved in its way as the Earth has evolved in her way.
Does the energy of the moon play a role in September, such as the blood moon towards the end of September?
Ah, yes. Dear one, the moon plays a very strong role in the September event. For the moon, in some ways, holds the alignment for the event in relation to the Earth and other planets within the galaxy. It is a galactic role that the moon plays. And so as September approaches, the moon's energy becomes more amplified and stronger, and that is why you have experienced many alignments with the moon, such as solar and lunar eclipses and blood moons and all of the spectacular alignments that the moon has participated in the past several years. You have noticed in the past several years more and more alignments with the moon and more eclipses closer and closer together.
What is the name of the new DNA Earth?
Dear ones, there have actually been many names given to the new DNA Earth, depending on the perceptions of the individuals naming the new DNA Earth. What is important rather than the name is to understand the energy of the new DNA Earth and what it will bring to the souls who choose to continue on an Earth plane.
Will this moon shift to the new DNA Earth, or is there going to be a new moon with that new DNA Earth?
There will be a new moon for the new DNA Earth. It will be very similar to the properties of your current moon. And in some ways, like Gaia is merging, or parts of Gaia is merging with the new DNA Earth, so too shall parts of the moon merge with the new moon in order for that smooth transition to occur.
Will there be physical differences that are observed in the telescope looking at the new moon?
To the trained eye, and with the new technologies that will be coming forth on the new DNA Earth, some will be able to see a few differences, yes, dear one.
How will the new DNA Earth look or feel different from the Earth as we know it today?
Dear one, the new DNA Earth will have a higher frequency and will hold new codes and activations for the evolution of the souls who choose to stay on the Earth plane. As mentioned in a previous conversation, it will be larger and more spacious. The proportions of water to land will be quite similar. The new DNA Earth will have a cleaner atmosphere, cleaner waters, cleaner land. It is in some ways a fresh start. While there will still be some things to clean up from those who are still choosing in this reality to contaminate Gaia, they will still have some of their mess to clean up. However, there will be new technologies for this and a heightened desire within each heart and soul to preserve their new planet, to keep it clean, to keep the frequency high.
It was mentioned that some things will not be merged on the new DNA Earth, such as certain sea creatures, nor their remains. Does this also affect landfills or graveyards, or in a similar manner?
These things will be somewhat different than the experience of the sea creatures. What will occur with the new DNA Earth in terms of landfills and cemeteries and the like is that some of this substance will remain because there is still that need for what you sow, shall you reap. Those who have been contaminating the earth will need to follow through and clean up their messes, so to speak. And yet, as I mentioned, there will be that new desire to do so, and new technologies for very efficient cleanup.
Will people that transition out of physical experience in the September event have left behind personal items that are merged onto the new DNA Earth?
Some physical items will dematerialize and some will remain. This is perhaps a difficult thing to explain, as some who dematerialize have possessions that will be used by those who choose to stay behind, and some possessions will be irrelevant and will thus dematerialize at the time of the event in September.
Will certain corporations not be merged onto the new DNA Earth?
Dear ones, there will be an opportunity given for all to merge to the new DNA Earth. And those who choose to remain in their current frequency will quickly fall away and unravel. Because the new DNA Earth holds a higher frequency, those corporations and individuals who choose to remain in density will not be allowed to continue to exist. It is not so much as they will not be allowed, but they will not be able to function because of the new frequency, and thus they will dissolve and fall away.
Will there be inner Earth beings merged onto the new DNA Earth?
The inner earth beings are much like the souls that live on the surface of the earth and the sea creatures. Each has their own path based on their soul's evolution and based on the inner work they have done. And so it will be very much like any other soul. Many dimensions are available to those souls of the inner earth, and each will choose based on their soul path.
Where are the beings of Tellos transitioning to in September?
The answer to this is the same answer as we just discussed. Each being will have the opportunity to transition into the appropriate dimension for their soul.
Will consciously spending time on making the choice to ascend assist in an individual's ascension?
Yes, in some ways, dear one. Remember that it is a choice of where the soul is currently at in their evolution and the inner work that has been done so far. And so the part that is conscious for you now at this time is how you choose to focus on your inner growth and expansion.
Can a person consciously request their soul to transition to a particular dimension?
No, dear one. The dimension into which each soul will go is based on the soul's evolution and that soul level choice. Does this make sense, dear one?
If the being is at a certain level of development, there's only one particular place they'll go? There's not a choice between places?
It is much like what you would call destiny, dear one. Over eons of time, souls have been on their path to end up, if you will, at a certain place at this time, with full understanding that after the September event, the soul does not stop growing and expanding. That soul development shall continue, and therefore opportunity will be given many years from now, if we need to be in a linear timeline. That soul will have opportunity to go to different dimensions and expand as it continues its development. Does this help to clarify, dear one?
Yes. Are there those that are in soul development prepared to ascend, but choosing to transition to the new DNA Earth to assist others in their process?
No, dear one. All souls who are ready for ascension shall ascend into their respective dimensions. Those who choose to stay on the new DNA Earth to assist have made that choice a long time ago. This is not something that shall be determined in September. This is based on their history and their soul's journey. And so in some ways, they are ascending as they are going into that higher frequency of the new DNA Earth. And in truth, they shall only be on the new DNA Earth for a very short amount of time, as you understand linear time.
What is causing the ground to shake beneath Sedona daily?
Do one, the government or the military, working together, are creating underground tunnels for the transport of supplies, for they are anticipating a great cataclysm. However, they are coming from the mindset of fear, and so they are preparing for their fear-based reality. Remember, dear ones, as we conversed before, that all is contained in the light. So despite these activities by the government and military, there is nothing to fear about this. It is simply they are playing out their roles and their fear-based reality. It really does have no effect on the light workers unless the light workers choose to engage in that fear-based reality alongside the government and military. In some ways, it is simply their exercise or inspired action to have them feel more safe, as they also sense the changes arriving in September. I invite you, dear ones, to send them love and light from your hearts, for they still have the chance to awaken and come into the light.
With the increase in polarity before the event, will there be breakdown in social and economic structure before the event?
Yes, dear one, there will be some breakdown. It will be not so severe as to disrupt most souls. However, those souls that need that jarring and that last-minute chance to wake up and come into the light shall experience some disruption with breakdowns in technology and communication, with Earth shifts and changes before she becomes a star. Do you have a clarifying question about that, dear one?
Will this event of the breaking down slightly allow for tribal and small community-based structure of living that assist in that transition?
As with all disruptions in life, dear one, these breakdowns, of course, will give the opportunity for communities to come together. People and souls who have not been in community before may choose to band together with other like-minded souls. Keeping in mind, however, that this will be a very short period of time, and so there will not be so much opportunity for new communities to be created at this time. But it may plant that desire in their hearts, and so as they transition to the new DNA Earth, they will then be inspired and desirous of a community living situation.
Will the internet continue to function on the new DNA Earth?
Yes, dear one. There will be disruption at the time of the event. However, as I mentioned, new technologies will be available on the new DNA Earth. And so, as after the transition, very quickly, the structures will be put back together for use of these technologies, including the internet.
Will certain information on the internet not be transferred to the new DNA Earth?
Yes, dear ones, because of the higher frequency of the new DNA Earth. The websites and information of lower density simply will not be able to function.
Will these channeling videos still be available to watch after the transition?
Yes, dear ones. For those who choose to continue to engage in technology, much will still be available to view online.
What day of September is the wave of light arriving for the event?
Dear ones, the specific day and time has not yet been finalized. However, I can share that the energies will be vastly intensified around the equinox and continuing until that wave of light is ready to pierce the veil.
What is the best way for people to release fears before September?
The best way for souls to release fear is to focus on the light, dear ones. This will mean a variety of things to various souls. For some, it may mean spending more time in nature. For some, it may mean engaging in joyful activities. For some, it may mean meditating and making that conscious intention to stay connected with the light, to embody more love and light, to consciously integrate the new energies that are currently flooding Gaia in your atmosphere. You may have felt more intensity in your beings, your physical bodies, your emotional bodies, spiritual bodies, your mental consciousness. You may have felt this intensified energy in the past several months. Dear ones, it shall continue to intensify, and so you can release your fear by consciously engaging with these light and love energies and allowing yourself to embody and integrate the higher frequencies that are available for you at this time.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share for those watching this video?
Dear ones, as I observe your energies, and as I engage with the light and love of who you are, please know and understand that I am always with you. And I am personally watching over each one of you. I invite you to come to me. Ask to feel my love and light for you. Each one of you is precious. And I offer you this transmission to activate your hearts and allow more love and light to come into your being. Breathe in the energies of love and light, dear ones. Allow your hearts and your minds to be at ease. This is the time you have been waiting for. Are we complete, dear one?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I'll see you in the next video. Much love and light.